for telling my stepsister I'm not surprised her child doesn't get invited to parties. My stepsister Micah and I have daughters a year apart. Micah's daughter Gemma is 9. My daughter is 8. Serena. Gemma has behavior issues since I can remember. When she was younger, she had constant tantrums, couldn't sit still, and would vandalize anything she could get a hold of. As she got older, her lack of manners and destructive behavior made her nearly impossible to be around. And besides that, she was really mean. She told my daughter that her modeling campaign photos were ugly. She called people stupid constantly, teased my mother's dog to the point she isn't allowed near them anymore. She's just not nice. The other day, me and Michael were at our parents' house, and my stepdad mentioned Serena's birthday and that she was having a small party. 4 girls from her class for a shopping, spa experience, and a sleepover. Michael asked me if I was planning to invite Gemma. Previous years, Serena had a large party, so we invited Jenna as a courtesy. I said no because Serena's having a small party with her friends this year, and since the girls are not close, I was not going to force her to invite Gemma. Michael said I was teaching Serena to exclude people, to which I said that not being friends with someone isn't excluding them. This conversation went back and forth for nearly 10 minutes, and I was getting fed up of trying to be diplomatic, because I know for a fact Michael is aware of what Jenna is like. She complains often, so I didn't see why we were skirting around the obvious. Then Michael said I should show some compassion since Serena's party might be the only play date Gemma is invited to this year. I just said I wasn't surprised. Mika asked what I meant by that, and I said that Gemma is not kind to people around her and lacks social skills. She's at an age where kids would notice and that it's not forgiving. Michael seemed taken aback and said that she can't believe I was being so cruel about the child. She got her things and left and is apparently not speaking to her dad because he didn't stand up for her over what I said. She has also said she won't be coming to any upcoming family events. My stepdad said I was right, and while he finds it hard to be honest about Gemma, it's good that I was. My mother said while I was right, as a mother, it's not easy to hear that about your child. My husband said I should have just stuck to saying no to Gemma coming to the party and left it there, because she isn't our concern. Beyond that, I should try to stay in my lane. I'm kind of questioning it now, because I am someone who generally does try to stay in my lane and not get involved in other people's parenting or family business. But the comment was topical to what Mika was trying to force me to do. So I'm not sure that I was out of bounds to say it. Am I the a-hole? Edited to add, Gemma has been seen by several child psychologists, pediatrics for ADHD, autism, other diagnoses. She was found to not meet any of the diagnostic criteria. I believe the last time she was tested was around 6 or 7 years old. NTA. Michael pushed for answers and she got them. I'm sure she was just hoping her pushiness would lead to an invite, so it's an F around and find out situation. Is it hard to hear that your child behavior is unpleasant? Absolutely. Could this be the catalyst for Michael to step up her parenting game? I hope so, for the child's sake. Empathy is hard to teach, but behavior consequences should definitely be present. I agree, it's an F around and find out situation. However, I have one question. Had anyone suggested this mom have her daughter evaluated for learning and behavior issues? It seems we chalk up kids to this type of behavior as mean, poorly parented, poorly controlled, when as at many 70% of the cases, it's actually a symptom of an issue that needs to be addressed so the child has a chance of being healthy at some point. For an example, dyslexia, dygraphia, ADHD, ODD. I get why you said what you did, but instead of everyone remaining in their lane, how about advocating for the child? Therapy, testing, etc. If you have an opinion, you should be also willing to help offer some solutions. If someone doesn't help the kid, she will end up being this person for life, hurting on the inside, and that is something your family could prevent. As a parent, I would hope you would advocate for help for her the way you would hope someone would advocate for your child. Not the a-hole here, but also not helpful. Am I the a-hole for making my daughter leave the house? I, 47 male, have 2 daughters, 20 female, 12 female, with my first wife, 52 female. We divorced 9 years ago. I met my current wife's 40 females about 6 months after the divorce was finalized, and we've been married for 6 years. My wife had 3 kids from her previous marriage, 17 male, 13 male, 10 female, and we have 6-month-old infants, boy and a girl, together. My oldest currently lives with us. She took a gap year after she graduated, went to college this year before dropping out. We are currently helping her figure out what she wants to do next, but for now, she's been helping nanny with the infants. My stepson is currently dating a girl from his school. My stepson and his friend will often stay at our house to play with our sporting equipment. My stepson's girlfriend is also an athlete, so she'll play as well. The boys and her also play video games together and do normal team stuff. My stepson's girlfriend also has ADHD. My stepson and his friends are high energy teens, but his girlfriend is the most energetic person I've met. She's a sweet kid and is fidgety, talks a lot, and can be forgetful. My wife and I don't mind this. My brother's son, 14 male, also has ADHD, and he's such a good boy, and my stepson girlfriend reminds me of him. His girlfriend will sometimes use fidget toys to regulate, will go on about a topic for a while, etc. My older kid had picked up on this and has been making rude remarks to her and my stepson. She's called her a blabbermouth, has asked mean questions like if she has dementia, and also has got into fights when she was being too aggressive while playing basketball with the boys. My stepson and the boys have always defended her, and my wife and I tried talking to her, telling her to keep her remarks to herself. A few days ago, 2 of the boys came up to me and said that my daughter was ruining the vibes and they didn't want to hang out if the remarks didn't stop. I went to talk to my daughter once again. She dismissed it as the boys are being too sensitive and a difference between the older and younger Generation Z. At that point, I told her she needed to leave and go to her mom's house. She said I was being ridiculous, but I made her go. My ex called me and said I was being unfair to her and that this could cause trouble with her stepkids, 10 female, 8 female, 7 female, and that I should just take her back. And I'm only sympathetic because of my brother's son. My wife also expressed concern, saying that while she loves her son, our stepson, she doesn't want to cause a rift and thought I was being a bit harsh. My stepson, though, is happy and has access not to have her back. He has even started talking about how I'm such a great stepdad. We bonded, but he's being nicer than usual. He's a nice kid normally, though. My parents are also upset with me. Am I the a-hole? Auntie A, good for you for not allowing your daughter to be a bully in your home. Maybe OP needs to point out to family members that are opposed to the solution that a grown adult was bullying a child for mental illness. And if bio mom is saying it would cause problems for her, is that cause the daughter bullies the kids in her house too? Auntie A, she is acting like a bully, making sensitive comments about someone's mental health. That's never acceptable. And it's not like you threw her to the street. You sent her to her mother's house, which seems like a reasonable way to let her know her behavior wasn't okay. Auntie A, there comes a time when lines have to be drawn on the amount of disrespect one will allow to go on. While the generations are forever changing, respect is something that doesn't. Your daughter lacks respect. The old saying, if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all, should be utilized more these days. Many people feel that they have to voice every thought that goes through their head without caring about how their words affect people. What those people lack is the ability to hold themselves accountable for what comes out of their mouth. The fact that your ex-wife doesn't want her in her house because of how it will affect her other kids is very telling of how your daughter has been toxic.